The day began not with sunlight, but with the rhythmic drumming of rain against our metal roof. Inside our mobile home, the world felt small, safe, and perfectly still. There was no rush to go anywhere. The journey today was simply to stay together. Outside, the morning sky was a soft gray over a misty meadow. Our little camper parked snugly under a large, dripping willow tree. A single raindrop hung from the side mirror for a moment before letting go. Inside, our daughter, Yuki, peeked out from her bunk bed curtain while our son, Leo, was buried under a mountain of blankets. I stretched, my breath making a tiny mist in the cool air as my husband lit the small gas stove. The blue flame flickered to life with the strike of a match. Soon, the kettle started to hum, its steam rising in slow, lazy swirls. Rain streaks raced each other down the window glass, and condensation formed in the corners. I wiped a small circle in the misted glass to look out at the forest, which had turned a deep emerald green in the wet light. The sound of coffee pouring into a chipped ceramic mug was followed by the rich aroma filling our small space. I closed my eyes, letting the steam warm my face. Yuki jumped down from her bunk, her bare feet landing softly on the rug. Leo, finally emerging from his blanket fort, found his favorite thick wool socks and pulled them on. We opened a jar of homemade strawberry jam. The lid gave a satisfying pop and spread it on warm toast. The crunch, as we bit into it, was the perfect start. The four of us huddled together in the small dinette booth, a quiet smile shared between me and my husband. Just then, the rain got louder, a heavy downpour that made the van sway slightly in a gust of wind. It felt like we were on a sturdy, floating island, completely safe from the world outside. When you live in a house on wheels, a rainy day is a gift. It forces the world to slow down. We spent the morning lost in our own little worlds, yet always within reach of one another. The rain wasn't an interruption, it was our background music. Yuki sat drawing in her sketchbook, a picture of our van in the rain, her yellow crayon moving across the paper. Leo played with a small wooden car on the floorboards, driving it over the bumps in the rug. My husband was meticulously cleaning a vintage camera lens with a soft cloth, blowing away invisible dust motes that danced in the light from the window. I was lost in an old paperback book, the soft sound of turning pages blending with the rain. Our cat, a constant companion on our travels, was curled up on the dashboard, watching the wipers swish back and forth. Outside, puddles formed on the gravel path, and a small bird took shelter under the van's wheel well. Yuki drew a heart on the misty window, and we watched it slowly drip down the glass. Leo leaned his head against the cool pane, the rain reflecting in his eyes like tiny, falling stars. Later, we played a game of cards on the bed. The sound of shuffling was a familiar, comforting rhythm. Yuki won, and her silent cheer made us all smile. My husband ruffled Leo's hair, and I glanced at the small shelf of books, swaying gently with the van's movements, smelling of old paper and rain. We lit a lavender-scented candle, and its flame cast dancing shadows on the ceiling. I picked up my knitting, the click-clack of the needles a steady beat. The ball of yarn rolled under the table, and the cat pounced, making us all laugh. The sound filled our tiny home. We looked at a map, tracing a winding mountain road with a finger, dreaming of where we'll go next. A single raindrop hit the skylight right above us with a sharp tink, followed by a distant, low rumble of thunder. The kids jumped into my lap, and in that moment, everything felt even cozier, a sense of total peace washing over us. Lunchtime in a camper van is a cozy, chaotic dance. The space is small, but the flavors are big. Today, it was hot ramen, the ultimate rainy day cure. Every chop of the vegetable and every bubble in the pot felt like a celebration of being home. The rhythmic tap-tap-tap of a knife slicing a bright green onion on a tiny wooden board. The careful peeling of a soft-boiled egg to reveal its golden yolk. We dropped the noodles into boiling water, and the steam instantly fogged up the light overhead. I stirred the pot with long wooden chopsticks, adding a pinch of red chili flakes. The rich smell of ginger and soy sauce filled the van. My husband set out for mismatched ceramic bowls, placing a sheet of nori in each one. He pahat, bubbling soup, and it waited with their wood spoons ready, their faces lit up by the rising steam. The first slurp was pure bliss, a warmth that spread through our entire bodies. Yuki blew on her spoon, her cheeks flushed and happy. Looking out the door, the rain had softened to a fine mist, its sound now a soft, gentle hum. Afterward, we washed the 4 bowls in our tiny sink. Bubbles of soap covering my husband's hands as he dried them with a bright yellow towel. He stacked them back in the rattling cupboard, closing the latch with a firm click. For the kids, we made hot cocoa, dropping 3 marshmallows into each cup and watching them slowly melt. Leo ended up with a chocolate mustache, and my laughter echoed as I wiped his face. There is no sleep quite like a rainy afternoon sleep. We piled all the blankets and sleeping bags into one big heap on the floor and listened to the earth breathe. In these moments, our mobile home didn't feel like a vehicle, it felt like a cocoon protecting us from the world. Leo yawned widely, and Yuki curled up with her favorite doll. My husband and I sat on the edge of the bed, talking in whispers. Sunlight was trying to break through the gray clouds, casting a pearly, lilac hue across the sky. We all lay down together, and soon there was only the rhythmic sound of 4 people breathing. The cat's tail twitched as she dreamed. A single bird started to sing outside as the wind died down. The van felt like a warm heart in the middle of the field. In her sleep, Yuki's hand found my finger and held it tight. My husband was the first to wake. He looked at our sleeping family and smiled, then put the kettle on again. The gentle light of the approaching far home. As night fell, good. The clouds parted to reveal a sky full of diamonds. We ended our day just as we started together, warm and thankful for our wandering home. Tomorrow, the road continues, but tonight, we are exactly where we belong. We stepped out of the van into the smell of fresh, wet earth. Everything glistened under the moonlight. We lit the exterior lantern, its warm yellow glow hitting the wet ground. After a quick check of the tires, a familiar ritual of the road, we closed the van door for the night, locking the deadbolt with a solid clack. Turning off the main lights, we were left with just a small nightlight glowing softly. Home truly is where you park it. Thanks for sharing this cozy day with us. Follow along for more of our adventures.